And a great big hey, howdy, hey to all you wonderful people out there in internet land. Welcome back to Auzi's art and animation stream. So we're gonna go ahead and do some art, maybe not so many animations, but you know, we will be doing something very interesting because I think it would be absolutely hilarious to go ahead and draw what the internet seems to be freaking out about lately. Specifically, for the past couple of days on Twitter, there's been like a big uproar of people on both sides of a very, very heated and important discussion, of course, about whether or not women who dress up as clowns are hot. So what we're going to do is try to scientifically prove that by drawing a bunch of hot clown girls. Yes, I know that's pretty much self-defeating and very biased, but damn it, it's my stream, I get to do whatever the fuck I want. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this. We can go ahead and make some decisions about our clowns, like, are they gonna be skinny? Are they gonna be fat? Are they gonna be really curvy? Or are they going to just be a very clownly shape? What color will their hair be? Clowns can have any color hair whatsoever. This is gonna be very good. Cereal's the best. Cereal. My nose is still bothering me, but it's not gonna get me in the way of drawing no siree Bob. So let's just get. I hope I'm not all sniffling on Friday for a number of different reasons. Anyway. When you were describing it, I thought you were going to say something about the abortion thing, not clown girls. No. If we did want to talk about abortion, well, I'd want to have a woman with me here. But the only women I know off the top of my head are all asexual. So, yeah, it's not. Would not be an ideal. Would not be an ideal topic of discussion. I think the only thing I'll say on the matter of abortion is that years ago I may have once thought that it's a woman's that it's always a woman's choice, but nowadays I really actually mean it. Like, for fuck's sake, don't do that. You're taking away basic liberties and necessities in order for people to what's it again? Oh yeah, the rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So yeah, don't fuck with that. You know, that's just. If these are the fundamentals that your country's built on, then why doesn't the country actually follow its own rules? And that's all I'll say on that. Finally got YouTube on the TV. Yay! Yeah, I know. But those are very important discussions. And if you guys want to have a nice cordial conversation about abortion, I'll not stop you guys. If you want to have that discussion, I do think it's an important discussion to have. But the important thing is to understand that if you do not have a uterus, you don't get to judge. Like, you know? No, time for clowns. Clown time! Yes, let's clown on this shit. Let's do this. Trying to think of the shape of her face right now. Fucking, I'm gonna do a cute little round shape. Just a little bloop. Ah, a little bean. She's gonna be a little bean. I wonder if I should draw this clown that I have here. So I have a piece of paper right here, and I drew a couple of characters on it. I wonder if I should draw her. And at the very least, I should pull her up on screen just so you guys can see her. So I'm gonna take a quick photo and. Oh no, I'm not brave enough for politics. Jumps out the window. Okay, let me just, oh, I didn't silence my cell phone. I was getting on my own case about this. Comic, you gotta silence your cell phone. Yeah. It's a conversation some people aren't quite ready to have, you know? Politics are too political, but, I mean, when you're talking about abortion, it's not politics, it's people. It's like when people try to make being a part of the LGBTQIA plus community something political. It's not. It's not political. It's people just trying to live their fucking lives. Leave them the hell alone. For fuck's sake, you can't just do that. You can't just... How the what now? That's weird. Anyway, but yeah, no, you know, you can have your opinions and whatnot, but it shouldn't be political. Just shouldn't. Some things just shouldn't be political. I can hear the echo between my laptop and my TV. You might want to mute one of them. Probably be a good idea. Kamikaze in stereo. Oh. Anyway, fuck. Oh yeah, the image, the clown. She's really cute. I think you'll like her. At least I like her. She's definitely up to my standards. Okay. I'm gonna take her to photo. Son of a bitch. What's going on here? She's definitely up to my standards. Okay, that had to have copied. So let's what the hell? That's a weird one. Copy. Good lord. Okay, just want to do some color adjustment just to make sure that it's not so bad. Is there any actual black on this drawing? Fuck. Ooh, that's actually pretty okay. I think this is okay. To a degree. Okay, let's see. Image size, and we're gonna add to 25%. All right, now I'm gonna copy the merged. Yeah, something like that. And now I will bring it into here. There she is. Look at her. What a clownly face. See, I spent so much time behind the scenes doing that. I didn't even draw anything. Okay, hang on. Let's see. Probably safer to talk about Bruno. Hey, Bruno's the most political thing you can talk. No. No. I can hear you at the same time, but different. When I tried to fix it, it goes back. It goes to black, and it goes fast forward in your conversation and words. It's a bean. She a bean? This the bean? She's kind of a bean. Anyway, let's see. Clowns, clowns, clowns. Lord willing, by the end of tonight, we'll have so many clown women that we're gonna want to honk all their noses, if you know what I mean. I am evil. It's almost the 4th. And that means it's almost time for cake. Cake! If Bruno was a clown. You're saying that he isn't? Takes a bean to know a bean, Bella. Squad. Ah, squad. It's true. It's true. It takes a bean to recognize. Game recognizes game. Bean recognizes bean. Okay, there's gotta be, okay, I know that there's a thing. There's a phobia of clowns, but we're only 6 people. The likelihood of a phobia of clowns in this crowd is maybe small. And there might have been actual objections to, oh no, we're not gonna draw clowns, are we? In the audience, perhaps. Though, I don't know if that's necessarily true. But, in regards to the topic of clowns and clownliness, what are some of your guys' favorite clowns? You know? I mean, we've all got our favorites. Have you ever met any clowns in real life? Or are all your favorites cartoon clowns? These will all be very interesting discussions. Hate clowns. See, it had to be, someone had to be there, right? Someone had to be here to be like, clowns, no. I wonder if this stream would act as some kind of immersion therapy for you then. Just surrounded by clowns. Clowns left, clowns right, clowns, fight, fight, fight. Also, when I hear something like immersion therapy for like your fears, I'm like, I would definitely not want to be sunk into a bed of spiders. Thank you very much. That just sounds like a no. A daredevil clown, Bello Knock from Wrangling Brothers Circus. I would smack a clown with a foldable chair, and then they do a hilarious pratfall. I don't want to downplay the fear of clowns, but clowns are the topic of the stream tonight. Kicks down the door. Here, throws clown at face. Give me the clown. I mean, hey, if you wanna really get technical on the understanding of what is or is not a clown, I'm a clown. You look at me, you look at this guy. He's an absolute dork and a half. I'm a clown. You know. I actually have lore about clowns. You want to hear my clown lore? You guys want to know clown lore? I got clown lore. Raise your hands if you want clown lore. I'll go ahead and debrief you on clown lore as told by Comic Auzi. Clown lore. This should be interesting. Bella says yes. I want to wait for other people's answer. No. There's a rock band-aid for the stream is clown lore. Yes. That's 2 yeses. 2 yeses for clown lore. Ren has raised his hand. Their hand. I don't want to assume things. Ren's hand has been raised. That's still a no for Miraculous. That doesn't really change anything there. So that's 3 against 1 so far. So here we go. Clown lore. And it's very simple. Like, if I could sum it up in one sentence, clowns are halfway between humans and toons. That's the one sentence version. That's the short version of clown lore. So yeah, there you go. That's pretty much all I've thought of. The idea is like, if toons and humans exist in a Roger Rabbit style world, then clowns are like just between them, you know? I don't know if it's like an evolutionary thing or just a natural selection kind of dealio, but it's like clowns really are the meeting point of humans and toons, really. You get these humans acting so willingly silly. That's why I say I'm a clown. Like, maybe not the traditional white face paint and red nose clown, but you know, halfway between humans and toons. That describes Robin Williams and Jim Carrey. They're clowns. They were or are clowns. They absolutely. They're the clownliest. Like, good lord. They're always looking to brighten up someone's day, make them laugh. That's what a clown does the best. Clowns at their heart are about smiles and laughter. Like, at their heart, at their core, clowns are about unbridled joy. So yeah, if you bring unbridled joy to the party, You are a clown. And not all clowns have to be downright hilarious. They just need to bring smiles and laughter. That doesn't necessarily mean they're laughing at you as the clown. Anyone can be a great clown. You don't need to be a professionally trained mime. You just need to bring joy. Pinkie Pie by that metric is also a clown. Aside the fact that she has dressed up as a clown before, she also is a clown. Like in every way she embodies clown culture, honestly. Is that such a thing, clown culture? I think clown culture's a thing. I mean, if clowns were some kind of halfway species like my clown lore, the lore of the clowns. Basically, I just told you about the dolls that I bought. Yeah, you did say something about the dolls. You had like Rena Rouge and something like that. Ladybug. Cat Noir. Nice. Oh, Five Below. I've heard of them. I hear that's a pretty good manufacturer for merchandise. At least from what I've heard. Five Below is pretty good. Though I don't know their entire catalog or what things they've done. I've never done any Cuphead merch, so they never really interested me. No, but seriously, that's good to hear. Good to hear. I'm glad to hear people still enjoying the show. Found out Five Below is gonna buy more, get Adrian and Marinette and the original Ladybug doll. Ooh, that'll be interesting. You want an example of someone who brings joy wherever they go? Adrian or Cat Noir. He's a clown. And of course, when he's cracking all those jokes, becomes more obvious. But again, like I said, clowns don't need to be funny. They just need to bring joy. My brother has 2 creepy dolls in his room. He doesn't want to throw them away because of fear that they'll show back up in his room. Understandable. How come you don't Instagram anymore? I never Instagrammed. I never used Instagram. I have Instagram just so I can look at my brother's art, and basically that's it. If I were to use Instagram, I'd use it as like a, kind of like a, hey, here's another way you guys can contact me for blah 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 or whatever, you know. Just, I'd be terrified. I mean, how creepy are we talking? Because like we've said, creepiness is a bit subjective, right? Part of my problem with Inside Out was they had a clown, and like, if you're afraid of clowns, immediately, yeah, scary. But like, for all us poor saps in the audience who were unfortunate enough to actually like clowns, like me, the clown doesn't look very scary. He looks like the friendliest boy to ever friendly. And you know that I know that because the clown in Inside Out and Bing Bong from Inside Out share design elements. Bing Bong is a clown. Heck, he wears a hobo clown suit. That's his outfit. He wears the hobo clown garb. He's a hobo clown. That's his style. Inside Out completely nailed the fear of vacuums for me. I'm pretty sure it nailed it for dogs and cats as well. I mean, motherfucker, that loud noise just coming in your direction is like you don't know when it'll be here. Bum, bum, bum. Honestly, he was only scary because he shouted. Yeah. If you want something where clowns can feel a little fake, it's when they laugh. I find it a lot better when clowns are mimes, and I don't mean like I'm trapped in a box style mime. I just mean where they don't utter a noise from their mouth at all, when they just keep their mouths shut, you know? Will you be seeing the new Thor movie? It looks interesting, but I fell off the MCU and I'm so out of the loop that I feel like there'd be too much that I wouldn't get, so I'm just gonna pass on it. I've been passing on a lot of MCU shit lately. It's like, let me know when Guardians of the Galaxy 3 finally comes out, for fuck's sake. I'm sick of all this pussyfooting around with the whole thing. I think I'm stumbling on what kind of hair she should have, because I'm just sat here. She kind of looks like one of my friends from art school. And if I give her thicker eyebrows, then she really looks like them. Or at least a drawing I did of them. Anywho, galaxy blue hair. Not a bad color. I was more considering hairstyle, but that always helps, I guess. Ooh, oh, yes. No, buxom clown. Very, she's got a couple of balloons just strapped. Something about the dolls that makes them creepy. Really don't know how to describe it. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, for fuck's sake. Ventriloquist dummies, at least the traditional looking kind of ventriloquist dummy, are pretty creepy looking as a general thing, and it's this uncanny humanness to them where they look exactly enough like a human to just be fucked up enough to not look right, you know? Also, there's a button on them somewhere it plays music that isn't inherently scary, but something about it that sounds creepy. Okay, now you're starting to freak me the fuck out. I used to be scared of the winking poo doll at the end of the original featurettes. Oh no, for fuck's sake! Like, I can see that. That's some weird ass shit, because it's like, oh sure, Winnie the Pooh the cartoon can walk and talk, but then when you suddenly see the actual doll in the thing with an animated winking animation, it's like, what the fuck is that? Funny enough, Chuck E. Cheese would also have this. There was like a thing over the proscenium arch of the stage with Chucky's face on it, and at the end of a set that the thing would wink at the audience, and it's like, it's so weird about it. It's like, it freaked me out, but it also was endearing in a way, you know? It was like charming and cute, and I liked it, but I was also scared of it at the same time. It's one of those things where it's like, that's just freaky enough to be spooky to me, but also cute enough to be like, wow, that's fun. I want to see it again. You know, one of those things. People scared of the tikis in the Enchanted Tiki Room when they go, you know, when they do that, do their chanting, the Hawaiian War chant, pretty freaky. But I loved those things, partly because they were freaky, like in a large part because I was, in a small respect, scared by them, you know, just like, or maybe not scared, maybe scared isn't the right word, intimidated. I was intimidated by them, but not enough to stay away. I would always want to sit as close to them as possible whenever we saw the Tiki Room. I don't like the Small World song. It's boring. You know, that's the one thing about the Small World song. It's boring and repetitive. It's like, it's not a bad melody, but it's like, you need to just listen to it in short bursts, like, oh, I don't know, maybe like a minute where you do two verses and three choruses, because it only has two verses and the chorus is the same every single time. But the lyrics are inherently pretty. They're very nice lyrics. They're not about bad things. They're just kind of dull. Let's see. Let's get some crazy hair going here. I was always scared of the tikis, but I think it's because they were chanting so loud. Yeah, if you ever noticed, you can go back and look at this in YouTube videos and see it much more clearly, because when I was a kid, I certainly didn't notice. Did you know that the tikis have animatronic teeth? They can retract them, so you don't see them all the time, but they're not just animatronic teeth. They're spooky, sharp, fang-like teeth that they pop out every now and then. Spooky, scary, creepy teeth. If you find sharp teeth all that intimidating. Or maybe just think that wooden sculptures on the wall shouldn't have teeth. You know? I like the Indiana Jones and Haunted Mansion rides. Those are some pretty good ones. Tiki Room will always be a favorite. It's good to get out of the heat. Dole Whip is delicious. And damn it, I never get tired of singing like the birdies sing, or Tahuaila, Tahuaila, hey wait, Anyway. Alright. Did I ever tell you that they started working on an Encanto-themed treehouse? That's just a rumor. I don't think they're actually necessarily doing that. They haven't really fully announced what their plans are for that. It would not be surprising, and the slightest, if they decided to do that. But at the same time, how? My parents go to the tiki room to take naps while I stay awake for the show. That's what they call a symbiotic relationship. You want to see the show, they want a break. It's perfect. It just works out for everybody. Is the show dated? Perhaps. But is it still adorable and, you know, the perfect kind of amusement diversion that you would often find in an amusement or theme park? Yes. It's absolutely perfect for what it is. I wouldn't change a fucking thing, honestly. Just a really good show. Right. Just finished fixing up Finding Nemo. Have they opened it yet? I mean, I saw that they added some newfangled stuff. They fix up the coral reef as per the usual. But they also say they're updating the effects inside? I mean, I can't imagine how much more they could. What, 4K projectors? A month away, okay. Well, let's see. Dollar King? Dollar King? Oh! How long did the Iago and Zazu version last before they changed it? Fucking, I don't know. Sometime in the 90s to, whenever the fire happened. But it was definitely back in the pre-COVID era when it turned back into the, Tropical Serenade. I miss Disneyland in general. Yeah. I still have a theory about that new Splash Mountain thing, is that in Disney World, they're opening up a Tron roller coaster in Tomorrowland, and in Disneyland, they're opening up Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway when Toontown comes back. So my thought is that they're going to close Splash Mountain on their respective coasts when those new rides open. And I think that because what better way to move the crowd from one side of the park to another with a completely different but still equally e-ticket attraction, you know? It's like they've had these plans and they announced them, I don't know, pre-COVID? No, mid-COVID. They announced these plans mid-COVID and it was like... And you don't announce these plans without having anything to show for it. And an amount of concept art is something at least. Still gonna do California Adventure. Missed the Aladdin show when they changed it to Frozen. Yeah. But how much longer can they keep the improving genie relevant? Like, how many more topical jokes can you make without getting really spicy? By the end of June, when it gets to July, it'll be 3 months till the birthday. Nice. Birthday hours. Birthday hours. Alright, so, I know I've only got, like, the top half of this woman, so let's go ahead and get a bottom half working. I think this clown might fill a very specific niche. She is Bean. Absolute Bean, yes. You called the Bean thing from a mile away, I gotta say. I couldn't have predicted this is how she would turn out. So what happens when you just come up with stuff off the top of your head, you know? Alright, I just need a space for her legs to attach. Let's go ahead and spin her around for a second. Ooh, yes. Let's keep going with those round shapes. Love this. Ah, this is great. Finally, a clown woman for me. Alright, let's see. So, now that I've got a little more of her figure on display, big question for the audience is, have I proven how attractive clown women are yet? Or are you still on the fence about it? Let's find out. Let's go to the jury now and ask them what they think. And the judges say it's undetermined at this time, but we will get back to you after about half an hour. All right. I mean, a lot of men love Harley Quinn. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong in the slightest. Yes, you have. I need to get me a clown wife now. You know, clowns have curative powers. After all, laughter is the best medicine. Ba-dum-ba! Thank you, I'll be here all night. You know, clowns are often known for their big shoes, but I think Emphasizing her size in the opposite direction would be really funny. She's so big, or at the very least stout, and she has to support herself on tiny little nibs. Tiny little feetsies. There we go. Now that's some clown energy right there. And hey, if Frozen taught us anything, foot size doesn't matter. Was Fizzy not enough clown for you? Jeez. Bringing that old chestnut back. Man, where's Z when you need them? Z, come here. Your ship is starting wars. It's gonna ruin the trade routes of the Caribbean. Don't tell her I said that. Ugh. What, that you need a clown wife? Or that Fizzy is a clown? That's consistent enough for me. Look at her tiny little feet! She's so funny, I love her. Ah, man. Okay, Bulbous. No, I think she's pretty big in the paunch that, Puka? Oh wait, have you ever seen the show Puka? Never fucking heard of it. Sorry. Just never heard of it. I think she's so big, she's probably gonna have a little paunch covering up here, so this will probably be how that line is conveyed. Let's see. These are the physics of clowns, folks. She looks like she belongs in Animaniacs. Don't tell Wacko. He might flip out and beat her with a mallet. For no reason. Look at her. She did nothing wrong. She's such a sweetheart. It was a great show growing up. You're from the U.S. or Canada, or somewhere else in the world, because might be a show that I've never heard of for cultural reasons. It had just been one of those shows I completely missed out on because it wasn't something we had in this country. I've heard of Puka and never watched it. Well, you got some answer there. I think it was on Toon Disney. Seriously? I never watched Toon Disney, so there you go. As a clown stepmother to the Warner siblings, and the show used to be on Disney Channel. What? Okay, hang on. Now I seriously need to look this up. Hang on. Hang on. Oh! Oh yeah, I've seen, like, images of it, but I've never delved into this. Interesting. The only clown I remember from my childhood is JoJo's Circus. JoJo's motherfucking Circus. Every character had a red nose in that. Everyone. Well, I mean, obviously the one kid was obviously gonna grow up to be a rodeo clown. But even the lion had a red nose. Like, I don't know. But, like, it was very well, I hate that show. For obvious reasons. Good lord. I think I halfway grew up on the shows from that era, like JoJo's Circus, the Koala Brothers, Higglytown Heroes. Shit, wasn't there something else? PB&J Otter, if anybody remembers that one. If anybody here remembers PB&J Otter, congratulations. You're probably old enough to drink. Maggie and the Ferocious Beast, not a Disney show, but still a show I grew up with. That was probably on Nick Jr. PB&J Otter is the only one you listed that I watched when I was a kid. Let's see. What are other things I grew up with? I grew up with Clifford the Big Red Dog and Arthur in some capacity. Cyber Chase more so. Fetch with Rougher Men, definitely. And going all the way back to Zoom and Between the Lions. A little bit of Sesame Street. Dora the Explorer. Blue's Clues. Charlie and Lola and Handy Manny. Oh, I remember watching Charlie and Lola when it first arrived on Disney. Yeah, that was a cute one. Let's see. Was there anything else? I never knew of Peppa Pigs. Never knew much from Peppa. I remember the Nick Jr. show, the Upside Down show, and the other Nick Jr. show. I'm not sure if I know the Upside Down show. The only things I remember from Nickelodeon are Blue's Clues, Dora the Explorer, and Maggie and the Ferocious Beast, I guess. Because that could have been on Disney for all I know. When I was a kid, I didn't really thoroughly analyze what channel I was on. Sometimes I watched VHSs instead. Actually, there's another one for you. Thomas the Tank Engine. I never actually watched this show, so I never actually saw Mr. Conductor until the movie came out. And so I only ever heard his voice. Had the VHS tapes of story collections, never the show itself. Me and my dad loved the Upside Down show. All right. They have a YouTube channel with a name I can't pronounce. They're on tour still? Oh! On the topic of on tour, I don't think they're on tour, but they were a band, The Wiggles on Disney. I remember The Wiggles. Anybody remember The Wiggles? Remember The Wiggles? Captain Feathersword, Daisy the Dinosaur, Henry the Octopus, lives down in the deep blue sea. Man. There's another thing that was really creeping me as a kid, but also really endearing. That talking fucking door. That talking door with the sharp teeth. That door was fucked up. And you have probably blocked the door out of your memory. I have not forgotten. The door. Oh, the door. The only thing worse than the door were the puppets of the Wiggles characters. Those guys were extra kinds of fucked up. Giving her kind of the proportions of a bit of a Tim Burton-y character, if I'm thinking about it, with the big fat and round, and then the limbs to match as well, that are also very stubby and like wave around. You could barely keep your arms at your sides kind of shape. There was a junior show of Ubi? Ubi. Oh, Ubi. I never actually watched Ubi. I only heard about oh, Max and Ruby, Wonder Pets, Backyardigans, and Little Bear all run rent free in my brain. Little Bear was my life. Little Bear was my life. Good Lord. And the other show with little in the title that we can't really talk about. Oh, good Lord. What else? But actually, I started remembering something. Shit. What was it? Oswald. Oswald the Octopus. Does anybody remember Oswald the Octopus? Oh, man. This is just going to be nostalgia, the stream. For context, I was born in 1994, so my childhood was probably significantly different from other people in the chat. Good Lord, you have at least, like, 2 years of nostalgia on me. Good Lord. You predate Toy Story, for fuck's sake. Oswald was a sweet show. Oswald was great. 99. Ooh, you would have been on the cusp of SpongeBob. Somewhere around there. I was always with the Nick Juniors and the Disney Juniors, never with the Nickelodeons or the Disney channels. Never caught a whiff of it. 2002. Bella, you baby. Bella, you child. You and my sister Mary are the same age. Good Lord. Okay, she's gotta have tiny hands to match. Yeah, born the same year, Bella. It's a wild coinkydink, but you know, babies are born all the fucking time. How are we supposed to? It's like we don't time our birthdays specifically to random people we've never met before. What about Monster High? Never really encompassed the Monster High circles. Never really got the teen shows. The only thing that got me in the general direction of Lizzie McGuire was because she used a cartoon doodle of herself to imagine things. Zuzu Pets. I've heard of Zuzu Pets. Those things. Parents thought it was too scary for me. What, Monster High? I don't know. Monster High sounds like... It's movie monsters going to high school. That should be more horrifying, but it's not. Owl House is closer to probably what you're... You know, Owl House and Hexside are probably closer to what your parents thought Monster High must have been aesthetically like. You know? Because, like, Hexside is actually a well of horrors in a school environment. Whereas Monster High is just a teen drama where the characters just so happen to be a werewolf, a vampire, a mummy, and a Frankenstein. You know, it's just... And ghosts. Ghosts are there, too. You know what that reminds me of? Something I was never a childhood for, but these nostalgic things that keep cropping up because people older than us also inhabit the internet. Things like Ghoul School. You know the Ghoul School? You probably heard of the Ghoul School. They were... I guess you could call them proto-Monster High, I guess. Winx Club. Yeah, that's a good one to point out. Winx Club. See, I don't know. I never... That one Scooby-Doo special? Well, you mean the one Scooby-Doo special where they met the Ghoul School? Yeah, but the Ghoul School, I believe, was also a separate Hanna-Barbera cartoon. I think the Scooby-Doo movie was just a crossover. But since they were owned by Hanna-Barbera, they are now owned by Warner and the Cartoon Network. So they also had a cameo on OKKO. But yeah, the Ghoul School. Just dig up nostalgia for, you know, bringing things out of obscurity. I imagine more people probably heard of the Ghoul School more recently from OKKO than Scooby-Doo. Good Lord. I've seen Barbara and the Trolls. It was very funny. Barbara and the Trolls. Never fucking heard of it. Same squad, same. A new Nickelodeon. Ah, okay. See that would do it. Oh shit! No, wait, no! Oh fuck that puppet show! I think I know what you're talking about. Word World. Welcome to our world. It's a beautiful world. Word World. Welcome to a place where words come alive. Let's build a word world. That was past my childhood. I was significantly older, but for fuck's sake, there's something so mesmerizing about some children's shows, you know? Something so hypnotizing, mesmerizing, captivating? I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure. There's something... I mean, they obviously are designed to keep attention for long periods of time. But what's also really impressive with things like Word World and even some more recent things like Xavier Riddle and the Secret Museum and Eleanor Wonders Why, all this new kids stuff that's coming out, is that all of them have this laid back, very calm energy. It's not like they're intentionally gonna put kids to sleep, but they don't go frantic, we gotta make noise all the fucking time! And all the noise that does happen is very calm. It's very mellow. The music is very soft in those shows. The characters' voices are very soft in those shows. It's like where you get more of the action and shouty energy is from stuff like Cyber Chase or Arthur. These other the shows geared toward the older demographics, which is interesting. What about Goosebumps? Viewer beware, you're in for a scare. Never grew up with Goosebumps, never read the books, never watched the show. Again, my Nickelodeon was limited to Nickelodeon Junior. I remember the show and the book and the movie. I should probably check out the movie. The movie seemed interesting. Mostly because Jack Black's in it, but you know. Is the movie any good? Actually, maybe I'm asking the wrong person, because Team Miraculous seems to like everything. Hey, anybody else in the chat? Can anyone else in the chat speak to the quality of the Goosebumps movie? Bubble Guppies. What about Legends of the Hidden Temple? Chuggington? Oh, good lord. Chuggington. Okay, Chuggington, relatively heard of, but you just shot me back into, that one show. Fuck. Hang on, I gotta look this up real quick. Hang on. Oh. Jungle Junction. This was an old Nick Jr. show, a Disney show. Jungle Junction. Every character in the show was an animal and a vehicle at the same time. Jungle Junction. Legend of the Hidden Temple was too early to be part of my childhood, but I did watch some episodes on YouTube and it's pretty cool. It certainly is cool. It certainly is cool. I should probably go check it out. Maybe just a couple episodes. But yeah, no, that's something. Bella. I think I awoke something in Bella. Jungle Junction. Good lord. I always remember it as that one show where the animals are vehicles and they're in a jungle. So I always know that jungle is in the title, but I always forget, is it Jungle Vehicles, Jungle Highway? No, it's Jungle Junction. Good fucking lord. Jungle motherfucking Junction. That is a show. It existed. I've only drawn this one little fat clown and nothing else. but she's cute. What a Tarzan and Jane and George of the Jungle show. Okay, the George of the Jungle show was like way back in the days of Rocky and Bullwinkle because, or at least the original was. The original George of the Jungle was a Jay Ward cartoon, like Rocky and Bullwinkle or Peabody and Sherman. Well, Peabody's Improbable History. Didn't Jay Ward did Super Chicken, I think. If I'm wrong, somebody go ahead and correct me on that, because I've only ever heard like the theme song for Super Chicken, never really looked into who made it. But I know it wasn't Hanna-Barbera because I think it would have been a little more like immediately known, like the Smurfs, Josie and the Pussycats, Jabberjaw, the Funky Phantom, yeah, all these Tom and Jerry. These things are pretty Yogi Bear. These things are pretty well known as. He did, in fact, make Super Chickens. I had a feeling, because it's like, sometimes it's a process of elimination thing. It's like, when you find out, like, when Fleischer Studios ends up being responsible for Popeye the Sailor, it's like, well, process of elimination, then you must assume that this Betty Boop character that I keep hearing about comes from there. Before I knew Betty Boop. Pup named Scooby-Doo. Apparently that was one of the cast but children shows that was actually really popular and still pretty well liked to this day. Even to the fact where the Scoob movie made a bit of a reference to it by having the characters appear as kids. Or I guess canonizing their version of a pup named Scooby-Doo in this attempt at a Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe or something. Let's see. Courage the Cowardly Dog Show, starring Courage the Cowardly Dog. Okay. I imagine Courage the Cowardly Dog is one of those shows where parents would have told their kids it's too scary, or parents wouldn't have even realized that Courage the Cowardly Dog was a scary show, let their kids watch it, and their kids actually get traumatized. For once. You know? It's one of those shows where it's kind of between things, you know? It's like the theme, the intro to the show doesn't give off the vibe of what the show mostly does in a given episode. So, some kids could get freaked the fuck out by that show. Again, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, never really grew with them. Though, I did have the WB because I watched Pinky and the Brain growing up. I remember watching some episodes of Pinky and the Brain growing up. Okay, that hand needs to be much smaller. I'm making Cat Noir and Cat Black Bells. Oh? Oh, you doing a Blanc. Ah, Cat Noir and Cat Blanc Bells. I can definitely see. I can definitely see where the typos occur there. Yeah. Hey, you wanna know a show that came out sometime in the early 2000s that was probably influenced by Jabberjaw? That kid with the show with the shark and the little girl. Hang on. Fucking that show with the shark and the girl. Kenny the Shark. Yes, squad, that's it. Kenny the Shark. I think some of these shows like Kenny the Shark or Braceface, I would catch on the odd channel every now just by channel flipping. I never really knew what they were until I got older, and then it's like, oh, this is Kenny the Shark. Okay. Oh, this is Braceface. Okay. It's like, I didn't care then, don't care now. There was a Mummy show for kids. You mean like, based on, like, the Universal movies? Tuttenstein. That sounds like a portmanteau of Frankenstein and Prince Tutankhamun. So that's interesting. We want to go back to the 90s for a bit. My mother introduced us to an oft-forgotten Spielberg property called Hysteria, which features Father Time, Loud Kennington, Misinformation, World's Oldest Woman, Big Fat Baby, all sorts of wacky cast members. There was a show that traumatized me called Truth or Scare. Truth or Scare? Why the fuck does that sound familiar? Maybe because it sounds like Truth or Square, but hang on, I'm gonna look this up. Hang on. I gotta check myself before I wreck myself. Truth or Scare? Why does that sound familiar? Probably got a memory buried in the back of my brain. Nope. Never ever heard of it. Also, that show that was Lost Tapes. That traumatized me as a kid. Good lord. Never heard of that one either. Tasty Time with Zafranc, the dog chef, and the cat that always trying to... Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Oh! I think I've seen this. Disney Junior. Okay, but like, the one I remember was from PBS, though, and it was Fizzy's Lunch Lab. Anyone remember Fizzy's Lunch Lab? Promoting healthy eating with children and all these wacky characters like Fizzy and his talking kitchen utensils. Yeah. It has lost tapes of paranormal stuff, creatures about it in the show. Interesting. Yeah, Tasty Time with Zafranc, though. I think I remember seeing that. I don't even think it was like a proper show. I think it was one of those bumpers that they put like during the commercial break between shows. You know, one of the, those things. And Fizzy's Lunch Lab was also kind of similar. Fizzy's Lunch Lab wasn't like a fully realized series. It was just a bunch of shorts that they would play between shows. Especially since PBS never had commercials, so it was like they never had a chance to be interrupted by anything. Yeah, just a short segment, yeah. PBS had a few of those. And I think some of those ended up being pilots for TV shows, you know? I do imagine Fizzy's Lunch Lab probably ended up having longer episodes at one point, but then, I don't know. Something must have happened. The Bookworm Bunch. Don't know if I've heard of that one. I remember Wishbone briefly for like a couple of episodes. Mainly I remember the one where he was doing the story of David, future king of Israel, and the giant. Israel. How do you pronounce Israel? I always pronounced it Israel. Because that's how VeggieTales would pronounce it, Israel. They would always pronounce it like, kind of like between Israel and Israel. So, that's how I'd always pronounce it growing up. I remember Wishbone. What's the story, Wishbone? Oh, you know what? I remember a little more than that just because the theme song will never leave my head. Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. Remember the episode of the Phantom of the Opera in Wishbone? I mean, I saw a clip on YouTube where they did Jekyll and Hyde, so that's interesting. That block of shows based on it was a block of shows based on books. My two favorites were Seven Little Monsters and George Shrinks. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna give her little shoes. Little tiny shoes. Ooh, why not blue shoes? Don't step on our blue rubber shoes. Get it? The blue suede shoes? Never mind. Anyway, let's see. '64 Zoo Lane. I don't know. I'm gonna need images to jog my memory. Let's see. An animated series. Not in the friggin' slightest. Sorry. Okay, let me take a crack at some memorizing. But let's see. Liberty Kids! I remember Liberty Kids! I don't remember a single thing that happened on that show, but I remember the intro. Good lord, Liberty Kids! Liberty Kids! Good lord! Liberty Kids, rewriting history and indoctrinating children since whenever the show started. Horseland. Not familiar with Horseland. Horseland's not ringing any bells with me. Not familiar with a Horseland. Let's see. I'm gonna Google Galaxy Blue real quick, because I want to fill on that whole galaxy. Okay, Galaxy Blue. Scrubs. Okay. Just kind of a night sky color. Alright. Oh, that is a Lily and Stitch? Do you mean Lilo and Stitch? Because if so, I do remember. I do remember Lilo and Stitch, the series. Very much so. Familiar with Lilo and Stitch, the series. Ilaila, Okawakila, no Malihini Ohana. Welcome cousins, come on by. Aloha, come on by. Sorry, my typo said something different. Recently we watched some of the Lilo and Stitch episodes on Disney Plus. Do they still have the episode with French fry? Do they still have the episode with French fry? Never forget, Disney. Never forget. Never forget that time when you pretty much wanted to promote healthy eating in all of your shows, but awaken fetishes all at the same time. Disney, Disney, Disney. It's almost like they're not cognizant of the things they're responsible for. Furries, chubby chasers. I don't think they're solely responsible for chubby chasers, but the Kim Possible crossover. All the Lilo and Stitch crossovers were nuts. I only ever saw the Lilo and Stitch one. I only ever saw the one from Lilo and Stitch, Kim Possible, and clips of the Proud Family one. Never saw the one with Recess or any of the other ones that there were. Never forget. Yes, Bella, never forget. Don't forget Recess too. Never watched it while I was growing up, but I caught glimpses of it on TV way early in the morning. So there you go, I guess. I have a familiarity. Muppet Babies. I don't know. I never grew up with the Muppet Babies. Caught Madeline a few times though. Anybody up at anybody up at 4 in the morning before their parents wake up watching the TV that their parents won't let them? And then I'm watching Madeline or the end of a Lilo and Stitch show, and when I'm watching Lilo and Stitch, Hamsterville's walking off into the sunset, and fucking watching Madeline. Apparently, some kid is the king of chocolate, so that's all I can get. What do you remember about Madeline? He's the king of chocolate. I'm sorry, not chocolate, chocolat. you gotta pronounce all the syllables. He's the king of chocolat, because they gotta sing it, and they gotta fill out the syllables, even though you could write a song where he's the king of chocolate. You know, you don't, because you're writing your own song. You don't need to fuck up the syllables that badly. Watched Madeline when I was a kid. I grew up watching the adult cartoon show when I was a kid when I was asleep. Which adult cartoon show? We talking about, like, Family Guy, Ren and Stimpy, something else on Adult Swim? Some other third show. Family Guy and American Dad. You know, I watched American Dad's episode on anorexia, I want to say anorexia was the topic of the episode, and I think I remember watching it for reasons of potential research, and you know what? Very tasteful and also funny at the same time. So like, you wouldn't imagine laughing at something of such a sensible subject. But, you know, when you have the right people working on something to make a comedy situation out of it, you can get some pretty good results. You can get good results out of comedic. Yeah, anyway. Remember Ren and Stimpy? There's the you know, something I'm not terribly proud of. They had some adult content in the show that you missed. I haven't watched Adventure Time. I remember not liking the art when it came out. So that's where it began. People thought Adventure Time looked and then suddenly everybody's screaming about CalArts style. When a fucking Predator made that up to talk about how CalArts was a school created by Disney in order to you know, bring on future animators. No, did you know this about CalArts? That the CalArts school was actually initially invented by Disney? Did you know about that? Duck Dodgers. Duck Dodgers only in the 24th and a half century, not really the Cartoon Network show. Again, like I said, not a Cartoon Network watcher when I was a youngster. But yeah, no, that was the animators were getting older, and so Disney needed new animators, so they literally made a school to bring in the next generation of animators. And this is where a lot of the people like James Baxter, Tim Burton, John Lasseter, and several others came from this school for like influences on Disney, if you want to only stretch that far. James Baxter, did I mention James Baxter came from that school? A lot of Pixar and DreamWorks animators came out of that school. Just a lot of people who we look up to in the animation industry just absolutely they came from that school. You can almost certainly guarantee it. All right, polka dot pants. I think pink's a good color to verse the yellow on the polka dots of the pants. So let's go polka dotting. I want to poke her dots, if you know what I'm saying. So, cut that out. Cut that out of the stream. Cut it. Just delete it. Delete me. Delete my channel. Well, there's one big, beautiful clown. Ain't she adorable? You know, I don't see enough. You know, even though it was a bunch of Phoenix Wright fans getting really salty about people calling the clown girl attractive, we do not have enough clown girls as regular characters. You know what I mean? I mean, sure, you have JoJo Circus, but she's not a children's show that's no longer around. And sure, you got the clown, and sure, you got the clown girl like Tornado from Phoenix Wright, as I just mentioned. But fucking, she's a murderer. Harley Quinn, also a murderer, but like also not really exuding the right red nose clown energy. And where are all my female clowns at? Yo, what did I miss? Hot and bothered for clowns. Also, Fizzy, I'm sorry, but Bella is leaving you for a clown wife. Sorry, I had to say it. I had to say it. Had to say it lest we forget. Never forget. Clowns are adorable, and don't you forget it. Dude, what? Fair. Well, Fizzy, tonight we're really asking the question of whether or not female clowns are, what's the word? Fuckable. So, do you think that I have demonstrated here an example, maybe even two examples, as to why clowns would be the ideal partner? Did I convince you in any way from an aesthetic standpoint? The clown is my wife. Which one? The fat one or the other fat one? That was not helpful. The one with blue hair or fuck? I'm bad at this. The one in the striped shirt or the one not in the striped shirt? No, clowns have always scared me. Aw, we got another clownophobia here. Aw. Did you hear about season 2 of Hell of a Boss? I barely even heard about season 1 of Hell of a Boss. I never watched it. I know that Jason Horvitz or something, the guy, Zim, is the voice of one of the characters, obviously. But beside that, I am completely out of the loop when it comes to, okay, I think now we need to go in the opposite direction. We did fat and short for this clown. Now we gotta do tall and skinny for the next clown. And instead of doing curly hair, we'll do something a little different. We'll do something different. Sneak peeks, huh? I don't know. I mean, I was kind of looking forward to fucking, what's it called? The other one that she was working on, Has Been Hotel. But then I heard it wasn't going to be on Netflix, and I got mad. So I was like, son of a bitch. I bought Netflix for this and Pony with the fucking show Centaur World. I bought Netflix for Centaur World, the Cuphead show, and the fact that I heard somewhere that the Hell of a Boss would be something would be coming to Netflix from Vibsy, and then it's like Has Been Hotel. Fuck. Like, I can forget. I'm sorry I'm late. I just woke up from my nap. Oh, one of my cousins always had for their birthday parties was super friendly. The ones my family encountered in France when I was 10 kind of ruined the image of clowns for me. Aww. So you've had good clowns in your life, but the French ruined the clowns. It's weird that shows people say have a similar style can have different effects on me. Not a fan of Adventure Time and regular show style, but I like Gravity Falls and Amphibious. Okay, there's two reasons. One, Gravity Falls borrows a lot more from The Simpsons than it does from Gravity Falls. Like just on a principle. The eyes overlap in the exact same way and have the same beady pupils. And aside from that, not much is similar. It shares much more in common with The Simpsons, though, from that standpoint. Regular Show and Adventure Time look absolutely nothing like each other at all. From the background art alone, not to mention the characters, which look wildly different from Adventure Time style. And then you have Amphibia. Amphibia is an entirely different beast altogether. Amphibia, I'm hard-pressed to find a show that it looks similar to, because, sure, it has thin outlines, with no with no weight to them. They're not drawn in brush strokes. They're drawn in very even stroke lines. So, but even the way the characters' eyes are drawn, it's like I'm having a hard time thinking of a show it reminds me of outside of itself, except maybe Big City Greens. But even that looks wildly different from Amphibia. This is one of these things where the clown jump scared my mom and by proxy me as well. Glares at my uncle for inviting us to that tournament in the first place. What kind of clown just jumps at you? Well, I mean, Tigger. Tigger's a clown. Tigger's a bit of a clown. And Tigger jumps on everybody, so. See, that's another thing I want to break the stigma of. Clowns are always, you know, wearing gloves and wearing white face paint. No, I'm a clown. Motherfucker. Jim Carrey, as we mentioned, is a clown. Robin Williams, rest his soul, was a clown. There are clowns in different metrics. Clowns just need to bring joy to people and bring laughter to the room. You don't necessarily need to be laughing at them. They just need to be, you know, there. They need to be there and bringing joy to people. Pinkie Pie is a clown. Aside that she dressed up as one a few times, she's a clown. Tigger's always been my favorite character in the franchise. Every little boy's favorite character in the franchise. He was my favorite character. He just had so much energy. It was like, I relate to this on a fundamental level. Boingy, boingy, boingy. You know? For the kids who can't sit still, Tigger's their spirit animal. Just, you know, Tigger, just a bunch of Tiggerkins in the audience. I never watched the Tigger movie growing up. I always wanted to see it. I always wanted to see it in the theaters. Like, hey, Mom, the Tigger movie is playing. I've seen all the trailers for it. I want to go see it. Never did. Grew up, saw it, loved the shit out of it. I imagine it would have been my favorite fucking movie as a kid, but I never got to see it as a kid. So my favorite fucking movie as a kid was, of all things, Thomas and the Magic fucking Railroad. Wrap your head around that one. The Tigger movie was one of the first films I saw in theaters. I've been told one of the first films I saw in theaters was Hercules. Actually, did Hercules come out the year I was... No. Hang on. Hercules... No, 97. The year after I was born. But still. The first was Stuart Little. I don't know if I saw Stuart Little in the theater, but I definitely grew up with it. And I always loved Snowbell's sass. It was like, Snowbell, can you help me? Can you turn this thing off? Why would I turn it off? It's my favorite show. Just, that line was quoted endlessly by me and any of the siblings that I had at the time who would, you know, just, you know, follow in my footsteps. What about the Tinkerbell movies? You know, I watched Tinkerbell. The first Tinkerbell movie we watched in this house was Tinkerbell and the Lost Treasure? Yeah, the second one. That was the one we watched. And then after that, we got Tinkerbell and the Great Fairy Rescue when that came out. And then only after that did we get the first Tinkerbell movie. And you know what? Initially, we were just like, these are weird. But, you know, warmed up to them. Honestly, they're very sweet movies. They're not They're not bad, honestly. I even went on like I went on a Tinkerbell binge watch recently, watched all of the movies in chronological order. And yeah, no, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. Yo, the second one was my childhood. Same in our house. It was the only one we had at the time. Those trolls are weird. The troll bridge. I grew up watching the first 5 films. I saw the final film a few months ago. Definitely the saddest. I love The Never Beast. The character and the movie. Just a sweet film. I remember my cousins yelling at me when we saw the second one. Yelling excitedly or like, why the fuck are you watching a Tinkerbell kind of yelling? Because those are 2 very different kinds of yelling, and I'd like to be clear as to what opinion I have of your cousins. Just from this interaction. Are they dicks or not? I hate your cousins on principle because they do. No, Ooh. Oh, this is nice. Oh, this is aesthetically pleasing. No, yelling because I kept rewinding by 10 seconds because they kept talking over the film. Oh, okay. Don't you just hate that? What about the Pirate Fairy? Pirate Fairy is king shit. I mean, for one, you have the actor who played Loki playing a young Captain Hook. Perfect fucking casting. I couldn't think of anything better. Just couldn't. I could not think of anything better. It's just perfect. Just absolutely amazing. Love the reveal, by the way. If you're a kid and you can't figure out it's Captain Hook because he's not wearing his iconic suit and he doesn't have the mustache, the moment she calls him James is like, wait, what the fuck? It's one of those moments where it's like, holy shit. It's like, wait, she called him James. That's the name of, oh no. Also, I love how it's consistent with the practice in universe of characters like Peter and Captain James Hook who understand Tinkerbell when all she goes is ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, and they understand exactly every word she says, and they make this clear just by the dialogue exchanges in the movie. They don't spell it out for you, but they make it very obvious that while he hears ding-a-ling-a-ling, he knows the words that are coming out of her mouth in English. I think that's really cool that they actually established that and did it so well. I didn't realize it was Captain Hook until the end credits when Mr. Smee showed up. Good fucking lord, he had a hook in his left hand in the fight with the fairies, and he was also wearing his iconic coat and hat. But again, he doesn't have his mustache, so you don't quite get it. You still don't quite get it, you know? It's one of those things where it's still a surprise. It's still a surprise for people. It's like, it's one of those things where it's like you never do know with these sorts of things. I imagine you're entirely exhausted. Oh. Yeah, I think that clocked out at, hang on. Clocked out at 1:40. No problem, it's just fine. Why did my sneezing start now? My sister was the one to point it out to me. It's not a matter of intelligence. Come on. Besides, it's not like the movie didn't go out of its way to hide it. They did. They did go out of their way to hide that it was Captain Hook. They made him younger. He doesn't have his mustache. He's not wearing a full black wig. He's got brown hair. He looks significantly younger. I would not blame anyone for not realizing it was Captain Hook on the first viewing. Even up until Smee. You know, honestly, James is a pretty common name. So, yeah, no, I don't blame you, Fizzy, at all. I mean, for fuck's sake, my brother Min was able to easily tell that Turbo was King Candy before the reveal, but it took me until the actual reveal to figure it out. So obviously, they set it up well to where Min could figure that out, but I was just blindsided by the story and characters and the motions of everything, as opposed to figuring the logic of how the story played out. I think that's what a good movie should do. You should be able to engage with it on an emotional level, right? You should be able to engage with a movie on an emotional level, while at the same time being able to go back and see the logical progression of events, you know? I didn't get the turbo reveal at first either. I figured out it was Hook when the baby TikTok bit his butt. The origins of TikTok Croc are absolutely adorable. I do have to wonder something, though. Why did Mr. Smee have white hair? I feel like Mr. Smee should have still been fat and short with a red nose, but his hair should have been like brown or something, you know? Right? Because the idea is that Neverland, you do actually grow up in Neverland, as is canon in the books, because Captain Hook is younger, the crocodile is younger, and then Mr. Smee would presumably have been younger, but, you know. I had always wondered, how did Peter Pan meet Tinkerbell? You know, I think if the Tinkerbell movies franchise didn't stop at the Neverbeast, I get a feeling we would have had, you know, an introduction to Peter, you know? I doubt anyone ever saw the Frozen twist coming. That's because it was certainly something, you know? The twist in Frozen is not that it was like a bad idea for a twist, it's that there's evidence stacked up in favor of Hans actually being a nice fella, you know, being a genuinely good person. But I sadly had it spoiled to me before I saw the movie. Somebody actually posted on Tumblr with like a screen cap of a novelization of the movie, and it's like, I tried to ignore it and like go on about my day, but then when it did end up happening in the movie, it felt like, okay, so that was actually absolutely correct. But why though, right? See, there is an importance in the lesson of stranger danger, to be certain, but Anna is an adult, right? She is at least legally an adult in modern United States, age of 18, right? She should, at the very least, have had enough experience. Right, of course she doesn't have experience because she's locked up in a castle. But at the very least, if a lot of the recanonized shit of like Olaf's Frozen Adventure, where they actually did interact on a meaningful emotional level over Christmas time at least, right? If they had this sort of thing, right? And they had an emotional bond in the intervening time, she at least would have enough of a basis to trust her sister to a certain degree, right? But no, yeah, obviously you gotta take at face value that some random stranger is gonna be able to know you better than your sister. Good. Of course, fine. Honestly, I just hate the fact that the sister relationship is so praised in the movie of Frozen, when A, a lot of the scenes showing that sisterly bond were deleted from the final cut of the movie, and B, Lilo and Stitch already did that, assholes! Kristoff's not much better, by the way. Kristoff is not in any way, shape, or form much better. I'm gonna give this clown woman a long nose. Had to leave the movie early after the first time after the twist reveal. Well, just because it upset you that much, or because it was just a timing issue? Something happened? I need the context before I understand what the hell that even means. Because like, most people don't leave a movie early unless they really hate it, or they have a family emergency they need to attend to. My mother doesn't like Frozen because she thought Elsa was a dick to Anna. She was. She wasn't like the meanest, but she wasn't exactly the nicest either. No, because my mom dragged me to a Christmas party. Oh. Well. I don't think anybody in the theater would have had time to emotionally process that even by the end of the movie. It's just the twist. It's like, oh, Anna, if only there was someone out there who loved you. Bitch, you have her sister locked up. You have proof that someone loves her locked up across, just somewhere down in the castle. You have proof that someone loves her, and you're gonna say shit like that just because I'm an evil villain. Fuck off. You know, I'm gonna do some classic clown lips for this one, but I'm also gonna do a wide open mouth. So let's do something. I'd always hated Hans. Hans is an odd duck, right? Okay, so like in terms of like a story, like, right? Like, what the fuck? Hans can kiss a mule's ass. I just had to read that out loud because that's an awesome sentence. Anyway, so Hans as a character, right? His purpose in the story is what, right? His purpose in the story is to be a bad guy. Because here's the thing, we have the Duke of Wesselton. We already have a nefarious individual in this movie. And it's not even like the Duke of Wesselton is a red herring, because he is an active dick and an asshole. So, follow me here, right? Okay. So, like, we have an absolute walking, talking twat with a bad toupee, and so we need to make the pretty boy a bad guy as well, because fuck if I know. Right? It's like, I don't even think the Disney people knew why they wanted Hans to be the bad guy, because it sounds like a last-ditch decision that some writer pulled out of their ass just so the movie could have a more integral villain. You know? Someone who was tied to the sisters in the villainy, because all that the Duke of Wesselton wanted was money and power, and he was going to get that by trade relations with the Kingdom of Arendelle. But, motherfucker, like, Elsa had the most opportunity to become a villain in the context of the existing movie. She fears everyone, but now she's decided, fuck that. I'm not gonna be afraid anymore. They will fear me. A self-fulfilling prophecy. The prophecy that the trolls gave her. A prophecy that was mentioned in the original script. A prophecy that was so well known that kids were reciting it at school plays and functions. Like, just give me a minute, alright? Really? The deciding villain for him being a villain is a bad toupee? No, I just needed something to finish off the description of the guy. He has a bad toupee, that's a description. He has a mustache, that's a description. He wears a monocle, oh, now you know he's a bad guy. Bad toupee, mustaches, and monocles combined are never a good sign. I should know. The butler always did it. Actually, what would a butler need with a toupee? He probably actually has more hair on his head than the master of the house. Anyway, no, like, if I'm being perfectly frank, the whole thing with the movie needing a bad guy is that things don't need villains, but they still superficially need villains. You ever notice that? Think about this. There are no active villains in Inside Out. Except for the clown. See, that's the thing. Some people don't realize this, but the clown is an active antagonistic source because it is Riley's fear. And while that may not sound like a traditional villain, still a villain. Or even better yet, Joy may not be a traditional cackling villain, but she's the villain of her own story, right? She's her own worst enemy. Look at the billionaire from Umbrella Academy. Everybody put a thumbs up in the chat if you get that reference, because I don't. Anyway, so in terms of, like, creating a story where there is no antagonist, even Soul had the fucking counter guy. Soul had to have a primary antagonist somewhere for no reason. It's a movie about the human and animal soul. You want to tell me that you need a villain for that? Weird things happen with souls all the time. I mean, Jesus Christ as an example. The human soul went to hell, came back to earth, and then went to heaven. What about Miguel, where he hopped between the land of the living and the dead? If you want to abide by the Pixar theory, there's another soul-like shenanigan for you. And cats have 9 lives. Cats have 9 souls. That's something in cartoons and primarily probably in the Soul universe. Because after the cat had its soul move on to the next life and replaced by our main character's soul. Damn it, I feel bad for Joe Gardner. I feel bad for not remembering a black character's name, but then I remembered. Joe Gardner's soul inhabit the cat to replace the cat's one soul. The cat still being alive after Joe Gardner's soul uninhabits the cat. It means the cat had 8 more souls, meaning the cats have 9 lives thing is canon in the universe of Soul. But you still needed an antagonist for some reason. Yeah, go ahead, tell yourself that. The antagonist couldn't possibly be, oh, I don't know, 22's feeling of inadequacy? Cause that made for a really epic boss fight looking moment. Why didn't Soul have a tie-in video game? In fact, why don't movies have tie-in video games anymore? I mean, gotta do more tie-in video games nowadays. Like, I think the world is missing out. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make here is that you don't need a traditional bad guy. Lilo and Stitch! Okay, Lilo and Stitch had a traditional bad guy. Kind of a bad example, but in comparing Lilo and Stitch to Frozen, the direct conflict of the sisters did not have a bad guy. Had an absolute shakeup with Stitch and the very unfortunate Mr. Cobra Bubbles, who just was doing his job. He did not want to do this. It is very clear from every angle that Mr. Cobra Bubbles did not want to separate these sisters. He did not take pride in what he was doing at all. He was just doing his job, did not want to separate these two. But he had to. He was forced to. The villain is circumstance. The antagonist is just poor, shitty situations. Their parents died, or anyone else who was living at that house. An uncle maybe as well? Whoever was living in that house, they died. They all died. They're not here anymore. And these two sisters have to look out for each other. It is a tragic fucking story. And that's some... man. The only really thing I liked about the Owl House early on is that for a while, none of the antagonists were really full-on villains. Yeah, but the thing is, the Owl House is a TV show. And the thing is, with an 1.5-hour movie, you have a choice. Do you have a villain in your story, or do you not have a villain in your story? These are the questions you have to ask. But with a TV show, you can go with a myriad of different characters. Nowadays, so many active villain characters in TV shows are getting wussified by being redeemed for largely no reason beyond the fact that we want to promote a message of kindness. Hey, you want to know what a kindness would be? If anyone managed to kill Hitler before Hitler killed himself, you know? If there were any more way to recognize that Hitler was a coward, it was the fact that he, you know, killed himself and, I don't know, expected things to be okay after the fact. It's like, I may die, hey, I may die at my own hand, but my Reich will live on. I don't know. Like, what the fuck did he think he was going to accomplish there? But, you know. That all having been said, not all villains should get redeemed. Some of them should very much be murdered in cold blood. Maybe even by the hero of the story, you know? Because I think a lot of shows, even particularly children's shows to a certain degree, are getting very bloodless. And I don't mean to show on-screen blood. I mean that they just don't have the guts to kill anyone. Or even say the word die. And I feel like watching Downfall. Now we're getting into shows I've never heard of. And they're probably recent shows. I got that reference from the movie Pixels. Oh, that's some twisted Geppetto Pinocchio stuff right there. I don't get it. But like, I don't know. Oh shit! I dropped my stylus. I dropped my stylus. This is why I can't get any art done. I always have to get angry about movies and TV shows or something. And then I have to rant to myself about it for hours on end and then realize, oh crap, I made no progress on this art. Hey, speaking of art, I want to give all you guys a little look-see-loo at another character I've been thinking about for the Roger Rabbit style video game Flipped. It's a boss fight character. I imagine you guys will enjoy seeing this, and it's a concept related to the Jimmy Durante Man in the Moon. I'll get to that as soon as I actually finish drawing this woman. I'm gonna make her look real goofy. Actually, I think the closer together her eyes, the goofier. Let's nah, her eyes are too close together now. Arbitrary, but like, it's my drawing, shut up. Let's see. I mean, it didn't turn out to be full-on killing, but Amphibious showed a child getting stabbed on screen. Yeah, but the thing is, I think that's the same thing with, like, Pearl and Steven Universe, though. While encompassed in its own episode, Pearl from Steven Universe did the exact same thing. She got motherfucking stabbed. The thing is, Disney, and presumably a lot of others, don't really have a problem with the visual aspect of death or murder. They have an actual problem with, you know, actual murder, because they don't want, I don't know, they're and of course, it's fucking Disney. You think they would have let Matt Braley do that to one of his characters if he wasn't gonna bring her back to life later? Why do you think he was allowed to turn Anne into fucking Rice Krispies blowing in the wind? Because she's not because while she died, she was brought back. It's like, that's the thing. It's like, but Pearl was an alien, and Marcy was a 13-year-old girl, so it was a lot more scary. Oh, certainly. And it was a cliffhanger for a season, so everybody didn't know what the fuck was going on. But the moment you come to realize, oh, it's a Disney show, and they're gonna bring her back the next season once they tease the theme song, like not long after the season 3 intro and its visuals portraying Marcy in stasis. Yeah, no, it was pretty clear. It's like, yep, no stakes. Had a feeling. It's one of those things. It's one of those things. You want something where killing a character didn't kill a character? Gravity Falls and its series finale with when Grunkle Stan sacrifices his memories to defeat Bill Cipher. And like, he doesn't remember jack shit. But just like Old Man McGucket back in the episode Society of the Blind Eye, these memories are not gone. Like in Meet the Robinsons, they're in there somewhere, you just have to find them. And the thing is, the concept is that Bill Cipher, trapped in the mindscape of Stan, is dead. Because he's in his memory, doesn't remember him. But now in the But now in the general, like, now that Stan has remembered Bill, he has returned to the mindscape. Maybe not necessarily in Stan's mind, but he's out there somewhere. That's the thing. His threat of his time coming to burn and invoking ancient power that he may return is no horse hockey. Like, legit. Like, if a person has memories of things, they won't fully go away. The memory erasing thing is not truly living up to its name. It is a memory repressing machine. It's like, if everybody all at once collectively decided, oh shit, that stuff actually did happen, people would start remembering left and right. That's kind of what we've been talking about all night. Nostalgia. We've been dropping these big old nostalgia bombs. I mean, we've been dropping left and right, Madeline, Jungle Junction, PB&J Otter. We've been dropping all these nostalgia bombs left and right, and you may not have thought about them in a while, so they're put out of your mind. But when you remember, oh, you remember. I always just assume Bill turned to stone forever. No, because Bill was not the physical form. Bill is always the abstract form. His three-dimensional form was just something he possessed. So it's not. No, he was never actually stone. He was just using his three-dimensional body as a puppet. And while inert, probably takes on the manifestation of the closest three-dimensional thing that he can conjure that would be pretty self-sustainable and not easily destroyed, which would probably be stone. Like, stone is pretty tough to break, you know, just going on basics. Stone is pretty tough material. It's no slouch when it comes to materials to build out of. Stone is pretty good in that regard. Stone is stony. And now I just got shot back to Mushu. Stony. Oh man, they're gonna kill me. Great Stone Dragon, have you awakened? Yeah, I just woke up. I'm the Great Stone Dragon. Good morning. I'm gonna go and fetch Mulan. Did I mention that I'm the Great Stone Dragon? Man. I quoted you on Discord, by the way. Eh. Is there a quotes channel? Or... You don't got Barnes & Noble in Canada? Fair enough, I guess. Do you have some other kind of bookstore chain in Canada then, I wonder? Just generally curious, honestly. Is that the name or? Oh, general. Okay. Are female clowns fuckable? Kamikaze 2022. Ah, so it didn't go over your head. Okay. Is it inciting a lot of rage? Ryder seems a little incredulous of me. I have Barnes & Noble in Cali. Well, doy. I'm talking about an entirely different country here. We have Chapters and Indigo. That just sounds like off-brand Barnes & Noble. Hello. Hello, writer. Welcome to the show. Grab some popcorn and ask yourself this question. Would you fuck a clown? Allow me to demonstrate. These two women here on stage. Are they attractive? Thinking I'm asking the wrong person. Are you asexual too? I keep forgetting these sorts of things. You guys don't have chapters? No. I've never heard of Chapters in Indigo. Oh, in this context. Yeah, what did you think I meant? Did you mean like in general or like what? What did you think I was getting at? Now you're thinking of Scribe's girlfriend. Well, yeah, but I was wondering because I know that a few other people also it applies to in our chat there, so I thought I'd ask. Because you never know. As a straight white male, I feel very often out of place in this chat. As a straight white male, I'm with you there, Scribe. Squad. Scribe's not here. Anyway. Alright, let's just, Alright, let's just combine these so I can fill in the lips color. Do I want to do blue? Blue lips might be fun. Isn't Scribe Ace? A sledgehammer through the door. Bonjour! I am here! I give you exaggerated French accent when you speak French. Actually, wait. I'm gonna try to make her look cuter. What's a good way to make her look cute? Let's see. I think... What was that note again? Yeah, fuck. Forget it. Oh, yeah, no, now I remember. Unimportant. Must have been a lie. Did any of your parents or grandparents ever tell you that growing up? If you forgot something, must have been a lie. Did anyone ever? All right. Anybody? No? Not a chance? Never heard that one. Must have been a lie. I'm gonna color the inside of her mouth purple. Why? Because it's just weird enough. Never heard that? Not exactly. Have you heard something along those lines, though? Like... Man. I overestimate the reach of certain household phrases, I guess. Apparently Jacksepticeye's parents would have heard it, evidently. Not that I can remember, then again, my grandma mostly spoke French, so... Ooh, thick clown. Yeah, ain't they? So, Scribe, what about you? What would your answer to the fucking clowns question? I predicted you're gonna say purple since I bought purple suspenders. What, Fizzy? These are scientific questions. These are purely scientific questions. Yes. Chubby clown. Chubby clown. Ooh, I'll stick out her ear a lot, too. Yeah, that's some clown energy right there. Well, I haven't really gotten the, oh, poopy. I said yes 20 times. Did I summon the roommates by leaving that quote in Discord? No, these are thick clowns. Please, we don't want to have 2 weeks in a row where Fizzy doesn't feel safe. No, I mean, wait. Did we do something last time? Fuck, we might have said something last time. Fizzy never feels safe. I can just imagine Fizzy just walking around with wet rubber gloves. Don't touch me, I'm sterile! Oh, good lord. Z talked about porn. Ah! I remember. I was thinking a suit of armor. What? Oh, were you not here last week? Fizzy was, Z was here. They were talking about porn. I feel like I might have missed out on that conversation. Oh, wait, no, wait. I think you were there last week, but you left during the show, so we, Alright. You missed the picture on Sunday, comic. What? Picture? Art? Was it artsy? Let's see, artsy. Oh, was that the ghost in the freezer? No, Mike. Oh, okay. Let me see. Picture on Sunday. Egg slut? Egg slut? I'm sorry, egg slut? Is that what is that? Is it egg slut? You guys talking about egg slut? Z was thinking about the chairman from Ghost and Molly McGee and any porn drawn of it. Gonna put my Ladybug dolls on Twitter. Nice. Ah, egg slut. Boa. Good lord. It was the one with the lamp. Lamp? Let's see, lamp. 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 Feels like a lamp shouldn't necessarily be hard to spot. Especially if you just say a lamp like it's a traditional lamp. Wait. What lamp? Good lord, what lamp? I looked it all over and I ain't got nothing for you on the lamp front. Absolutely baffled. If there's anything that's gonna help this clown feel as friendly as possible, it's gonna be the eyes of a friend. Alright, hang on, I'll look. Son of a bitch. You sure it wasn't no mic? Could have been elsewhere. Just posted it now. Awesome sauce. Everybody find Team Miraculous on Twitter and go look at her dolls. Go to the tweet. Make a lot of inappropriate comments. No. No, don't do that. I am the reason why the server knows of Egg Slut. Egg Slut. I felt chickens would be too young at that age, but I don't know. No. That's a bad joke. Well, maybe not a bad joke. Maybe just a poorly worded joke. Poorly phrased. Poorly timed. It's loading now. Sent it. Oh, you sent it directly to me. Hello. Hey, Papyrus, check out this really cool lamp. Oh, man. It's the funniest restaurant names I've ever saw. Alright, am I finally gonna get to Lanky over here? Hey, Lanky! We should have had lunch there. Have lunch at Egg Slut! Good lord. Can't wait for August. I can't wait for Friday. Oh, I'm so looking forward to this. Cuphead, the video game. Do you think it was all egg dishes? What, the restaurant? I don't know. Alrighty. Might be there for Saturday and Sunday stream. Yep. That's what I at least look forward to. Don't tell me the bit rate is lower than recommended when you say that all the fucking time and you never actually mean it. YouTube. You never actually mean it. You never actually mean it when you say that. You're always just saying that, but you never really mean it. You never answer my calls. YouTube senpai. Please notice. Anyway, alright, let's see. Gonna get Mom. I don't want to be terribly fickle. I just want to ride my motorcycle. I've actually been to an egg theme restaurant? Neat. What the fuck do they serve at that restaurant? Deviled eggs, boiled eggs, omelets, Again, you're lying to me about the bit rate affecting my stream. It's just not happening. My stream is live. It says that my stream health is good. My stream health is good. What's the warning about? Warning is about the current bit rate, but the stream health is good. I don't get what it's whining about. Besides, the stream will run perfectly smoothly once the... Ah, shit. The stream will run perfectly smoothie. Smoothie! I'm hungry for scrambled egg now, BRB. Oh, come the fuck on. I just did those art things. Fuck it. Let's just, I don't want to be terribly fickle. The stream will run perfectly smoothie. Alright, let's see what we got. Clown time. Sure. Sure thing, miraculous. Sure thing. Hocus Pocus 2? Gesundheit. Nah, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not terribly interested, but, you know. That shouldn't be much of a surprise. Disney has been very exhausting as of late. Ugh. With all the bullshit Chapek's been up to, and I wasn't really very thrilled with how Lightyear turned out on just personally. did not particularly care for its approach. And I'm not alone in that sentiment, though I have much more specific reasons as to why than most others probably would. Can we talk about Lightyear for a minute? I will keep it spoiler-free, but I just want to talk about Lightyear for a minute and my disappointments with how the movie turned out. Honestly, just... So... Alright, I'm gonna just keep this to the things that bothered me outside of a story level. Because, like, story level, it just isn't Buzz Lightyear. That's all I'll say about it. It just isn't Buzz Lightyear. If you remember when the toy explained what his story was about being in the Galaxy Protection Unit of the Space Ranger Corps fighting the evil Emperor Zurg, sworn enemy of the Galactic Alliance, that's not the movie. It should have been the movie. It was literally a plot synopsis on the back of the toy box from the first movie. It was handed to them, and they didn't use it. The TV show used it, but the movie didn't use it. So, yeah. So, on a fundamental level, this movie is supposedly why Buzz Lightyear is popular. See, like, and it's a big issue, right? It's big issue here is that in all the advertising and all of the word of mouth from this movie, they seem to say this is the movie that made Andy want a Buzz Lightyear toy for his birthday, when that is entirely the wrong attitude of the Buzz Lightyear movie. Just answer me this. What is the one factoid that is so interesting but also altogether unimportant about Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story 2? I'll give you guys a minute. It's a quote. But what is the one little factoid about Buzz that sticks out in terms of Buzz Lightyear, the toy? What is the thing that sticks out? I'll give you guys a few moments to give a couple of answers. His hair didn't show. No, that is not the fact. It's perfectly entwined within Toy Story 2 by itself. It isn't anything about the Lightyear movie. His chin hair. He had a new belt in Toy Story 2. Interesting to point out, but no, not quite that either. The interesting factoid that is brought up in Toy Story 2 is that back in 1955, short-sighted retailers did not order enough dolls to meet demand. This is given by Barbie in a tour guide fashion, because she's tour guide Barbie, and this is something she says to the toys as a factoid while they're touring the thing, trying to meet up to Al's office and trying to find out where the fuck Buzz went. And this information is very pertinent because I watched Toy Story just today. I did this. I watched, or just last night. Either way, I just watched Toy Story recently, and I watched it through the lens of the Lightyear movie. I was enjoying myself in my own right, but I tried picking apart the details that would conflict with the Lightyear movie, right? And, well, everything. It was just a disappointment all around, but one of the things that stuck out is Sid. Sid, when he goes to the claw machine, and he notices Buzz. A Buzz Lightyear? No way! So this toy is so popular, and by proxy, probably an expensive toy, that, I mean, it's a large action figure with articulated feet, for fuck's sake. That's an expensive toy. On its own, just the articulated feet alone would make it expensive. Nothing to say of copper wiring for an impressive voice box, and lights and actions, just like all the little details. Just insane. But, the thing is that Sid recognizes Buzz Lightyear as a popular character, a popular toy, presumably for the TV show or movie that exists in universe. At the front of the Lightyear movie, they have this text at the front of the film after the logos saying that in 1955, Andy saw a toy about, like, a character that got him to want a Buzz Lightyear toy for his birthday. This was that movie. So, here's another problem in the lens of Toy Story, right? He is said to be defending the galaxy from the evil Emperor Zurg, right? But here's something else that sticks out. The advertisement for Buzz Lightyear toys in universe that brings to light Buzz's crisis of faith says, word for word, the world's greatest superhero, now the world's greatest toy. You know, because fuck Superman, and fuck Batman, fuck Spider-Man, fuck Iron Man, fuck Captain America. This guy is the world's greatest superhero. Which means that his movie was the hottest ticket in town, or that his Saturday morning cartoon was the most viewed cartoon in 1955, when the movie came out and thus takes place. This is the point. This is the point. When Toy Story 2 says back in 1955, that means that they canonically say, so whatever year it is the year in the movie. It's 2010 in Toy Story 3, it's 1999 in Toy Story 2, and it's 1955 in Toy Story. These are facts as we understand them. So let's keep running around. Let's keep running around this. Did I say 1955? No, because Toy Story 2 came out in 1999. That means Toy Story 2 takes place in 1999. That's what I'm trying to get at. I mean, for fuck's sake, they kept the same voice actor of Andy, and they did make his model just a little older in Toy Story 2. So, let's run by this. Let's run by this, okay? So, Buzz Lightyear's movie, if it exists, should have been a superhero movie? Are you fucking kidding me? You mean like Batman and Robin, or Steel, or what other superhero movies came out in the 90s? I know Spider-Man's the closest that I can think of, not the 90s, but it's close. Blade's a superhero movie from that era. And yet the movie's aesthetics are all wrong. They portray all these alien creatures in the movie like they're legit alien creatures. The mech suits and the robots I can definitely assume to be, you know, pretty impressive props. But there ain't no way, shape, or form that those bugs and those vines are looking as realistic by comparison to the visuals of the movie as they are in this movie with 1995 CGI. This is like Jurassic Park was the most impressive thing at the time. So it's like, I don't know, you tell me whether or not they want to say that this is a live action movie in universe, and then tell me where the fuck is the film grain? And I do mean that. I do mean that legitimately. I am being perfectly blatantly honest. Cuphead, an indie video game, managed to replicate 16mm film grain, alright? So, where the fuck is the film grain on Toy Story? And like, where's the film grain on Lightyear? Because if this movie came out in 1995, the color palette is all wrong. The set design looks way too realistic for the era. Unless they're filming on location somewhere, which, fine. Absolutely fine. Why not base it on a real-world location, since the Toy Story universe's only difference from our presumed real world is that it is a movie where toys come to life. That's the only presumable difference between the Toy Story world and our world. So if there's a live-action Buzz Lightyear movie, why is it only called Lightyear? And why doesn't it have film grain or matching special effects of the era? I'll tell you why it doesn't have matching special effects of the era. Because to make anything look remotely fake would completely destroy people's immersion. But doesn't saying that the movie is a movie in the Toy Story universe kind of already break people's immersion? It kind of gives you a layer of reality to peel back. If the special effects aren't up to snuff, then it's simply because it came out in 1995. And 1995, 1995 special effects are well past the point of John Carpenter's The Thing, which is ugly and visceral and so disgustingly gory, back in a time when they had to make these props physically, and people love the shit out of it to this day because of it. Because of how visually spectacular and impressive it is for having absolutely no CGI to speak of. So, call me absolutely crazy, but these are the express details that get me hung up, right? So, here's the thing. Story department, you work on the story. You make this a superhero movie with the evil Emperor Zurg basically filling the role of a Darth Vader or a Joker from Batman. Honestly, just that's the role Darth Vader should fill. He should be the arch nemesis of the hero of the movie, which is Buzz. You have to stop with this thing 2082 hate. At least it's not the 2011 version. Hey, I don't hate it. I'm bringing it up as a point that special effects in 1982 look far more impressive than some stuff that came out in 1995. And you're gonna tell me that with animatronics and puppets, they got those vines in the live-action Lightyear movie to look that good. This is the thing. My biggest issue with the movie isn't even the story on a certain level. I would have loved this movie if it dedicated itself to its lore. Its lore that it's a movie in universe that came out in 1995 with the special effects you would come to expect from 1995, which would mostly encompass CGI. Fairly impressive CGI for the era, just not in today's world. Should have called Industrial Light and Magic and asked them, hey, how did you do CGI back in the day, and how crappy should we make ours look? Pixar is asking us how to make CGI look crappy? What? It's a dedication to the idea of... See, here's the thing. I could imagine the vines being puppets, but we don't even see evidence of that. We don't even see, like, evidence of, like, that they could be puppets, like, really jerky, like, animatronic-like movements, because in order to get up, you couldn't have a person up in it, because these vines stretch really far. And then these large set pieces where they could just be running past these animatronic vines, and then, you know, they could have also employed a technique where they animated the thing in slow motion to make animatronic vine movements look good, and then sped up that footage, which would mitigate motion blur. Like, do things that they actually would have done. Like, Little Shop of Horrors had plenty of vines. I expected the vines to look kind of like that, maybe. And I know Little Shop of Horrors is a movie musical that's poppy and pulpy and B-movie horror, so it's not made to look as realistic as possible, but you get my point, right? I think they just wanted a cool spin-off movie universe where, with Woody's Roundup and the rest of the Woody's toys, could have called Tim Allen to do a cameo. They could have called Tim Allen to do a cameo, but they didn't. Hell, Buzz Lightyear's influence, as has been stated by plenty of people, is Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon and all these pulpy, exaggerated, like, overly, like, melodramatic, space operas. These epics of their time. It's like, it would have been really funny, too. Could have been the most hilarious movie that Pixar ever released. Well, still, you know, having some heart because it's Pixar. But it could have been hilarious. It could have been funny. It could have been everything. But it wasn't. It was a movie that really feels more like the 2022 reboot of whatever movie came out in 1995. That's what it feels like. It feels like the reboot movie. Because Buzz Lightyear is the toy from the movie. You don't need a robot cat. Robot cat, love him to pieces. He's fine. He serves a purpose to the plot in every scene he's in. He's also a great character in his own right, but fuck it, he doesn't belong in a Buzz Lightyear movie. Full stop. He doesn't belong. Robots in Buzz Lightyear, they belong. Clearly, Evil Emperor Zurg has them, and the cartoon had XR. Robots belong in Buzz Lightyear's universe, but this cat that looks like a toy you can get at Walmart? No, it's too toyetic. It's way too toyetic for what should be a PG or PG-13 movie. I didn't think I would get this mad, but I'm mad. I'm angry. I just can't. I can't deal. Honestly, it's just, It sounds stupid. It sounds meaningless. It's like why bother? Why bother caring if the film creators aren't gonna go to these levels and lengths? But that's the thing. Pixar did at one point go to these levels and lengths. They did this. This was their bread and butter. Their bread and butter was making things as impressive as possible. Their bread and butter was making like, oh, if we're gonna make like if we're gonna make a comedy movie, we're gonna make a pretty funny comedy movie. And Incredibles is a pretty funny comedy movie, with still a lot of heart, but it's also a superhero comedy. That's what Buzz Lightyear should have been. Why wasn't Brad Bird on this project? I mean, sure, fucking Incredibles 2 wasn't that great, but I hardly think that was Brad Bird's fault. I think he was just pressed for time. And besides, a director is sometimes only as good as their script. And if you're given a script that's not very workable, then yeah, your movie's probably not going to turn out that great either. But like, for pity's sake, can't you at least give me the benefit of the doubt that someone somewhere in Pixar proper wanted to make the Buzz Lightyear movie as it was supposed to be? And you know who that guy probably would have been, right? You know exactly who that guy would have been. It's the same guy who made a spy movie when he shouldn't have made a spy movie. It's the same guy who got fired for sexual misconduct. It is John Lasseter. John Lasseter would have done justice to the Lightyear movie because he was the one who knew what Buzz Lightyear's character was supposed to be. He's the only one who seems to understand that Buzz Lightyear is the Duck Dodgers of this universe. He is the parody of Flash Gordon. He knew that. He knew that that was the parody they were going for. It was parody. Buzz Lightyear was silly. The character was all too serious and a very smart guy, but the influence was all satire. It was satire of pulpy space epics. Every single line from Buzz Lightyear's mouth hints at him being from Star Wars. Evil Emperor Zurg is Darth Vader. He has a weapon-destroying planet. He has the blueprints that can reveal its only weakness, and he needs to rendezvous with Star Command. It is literally fucking Star Wars. And even do it in Toy Story 2 with the spoiler about Luke's real father, and it just makes me mad. By the way, they did an interesting detail in the movie about that little Easter egg about Buzz being Zurg's father. And that is not a spoiler. Saying that they threw that in as an Easter egg, not a spoiler. Comic needs a Kit Kat. No, I need a Snickers, because I'm not me when I'm hungry. Ugh. Oh, you mean I meant a break. Ugh, fucking hell. It's very clear that they were far more concerned with Easter eggs and fitting in dialogue from Toy Story than actually making a Buzz Lightyear movie. They were more concerned with making the fucking... They were far more concerned with making a movie that people could recognize as Buzz Lightyear than making the actual Buzz Lightyear movie. Because if you made the actual Buzz Lightyear movie, people might get a little confused. But people are already confused! People don't know if this is supposed to be a real guy, or if this is supposed to be a work of fiction. People are still confused about that. And no fucking help from Pixar on that front. It doesn't help just saying that Andy saw this movie when he was a kid, because Buzz Aldrin, who Buzz Lightyear gets his name from, was a real guy, so call me crazy, but that's just another layer of what the fuck in this universe. Just... I don't know. The thing is, the movie's not bad. That's what's even worse about this. The movie isn't actively bad. It's just not a Buzz Lightyear movie. If you watch it, it's fine. Some of the like Buzz as I'm not gonna call him Buzz. I'm gonna call him Captain America, because he's played by Chris Evans and he's basically got that same Boy Scout energy. He's Captain fucking America. Captain America's character in the Lightyear movie is pretty good. I do like it. He's a nice guy. He's He's great friends with his astronaut friends and buddies, and he's fine. He's fine. He's good. So this is the nuts and bolts of the Toy Story universe. No, at least Nuts and Bolts looked like a fun game to play. No, because Nuts and Bolts was just, I don't know. And let's put that into perspective for a minute here. Buzz Lightyear had a video game in universe. Did you notice that? Buzz Lightyear had a video game, right? He fucking Rex playing a 3D game on the Super Nintendo, however the fuck that works, in Toy Story 2. No, I'm not talking about the Toy Story 2 game that exists in the real world. I'm talking about the in-universe Buzz Lightyear game, where he flies to another planet. He has fucking flames coming off his jetpack things. That's really fucking cool. Really explains how he can fly. But like, they do this. They do this. They give him a video game, and the thing is, the video game would either be a tie-in with the cartoon or the movie. So here is yet another example of the plot that should have been the plot of the movie, where Buzz Lightyear finds himself on this distant planet with Zurg's base, but there seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere. See, they're still able to work in their Easter eggs, you know? Their Easter eggs about like, oh, here's a line Buzz said, recognize that? So it's like, I don't know. You just fucking, I'm mad. I'm very, very angry. You make me, Phil. You make me very angry, Phil. I don't know. Why bother getting passionate about something that doesn't really ultimately matter? It's just a fucking movie. Nobody cares if it's internally consistent with the idea that Andy saw this movie in 1955. They just want to see the flying spaceman who only flies in one scene, and the guy who has a laser attached to his suit only because he attaches it himself. Yeah, they don't have lasers built into their suits. That was a core thing in the design of their suits. Even the cartoon did this. I don't fucking understand what their problem is. Why? Why? And you know what? I love all the fucking characters, especially like the Black Space Ranger that Buzz is friends with. I think Alicia Hawthorne is her name. I love her and her granddaughter. They're great. Best side characters in the movie. But I feel like Izzy got a much better character arc than Buzz did in the entire movie. I feel like that we missed out on having Tangy and Princess Miranova. Bring back Miranova. I love Miranova. Probably the first weird character I wanted to fuck. Only weird because she was blue. But like Miranova, bring her back. Jeez. It's already 8:32 now. No kidding. There's a character named Izzy? Yeah, Izzy. Miranova was a brilliant character. I loved her. Her sass. Everything about her. Loved her to pieces. She was like my favorite fucking character growing up. I watched the Buzz Lightyear show occasionally, and she was my favorite fucking character, alright? Because like Buzz, I knew he was in the Toy Story movie. Who the fuck is this hot blue alien princess? I love her. I love her sass. I love her energy. Who the fuck is this? I love her. Why does Pixar hate the Toy Story extended universe? I hate it. I hate that they hate it, and I hate that it's not on Disney Plus for stupid reasons. Disney Plus, I will binge the show like 5 million times if you put it on your service. I want it. Where's the request form for Disney Plus? I gotta fill in a 5 million request forms for the Lightyear TV show. Much better than the Lightyear movie. Millions of light years ahead of the Lightyear movie. Also, if DeviantArt is some weird angle going on around the time the Buzz Lightyear show was super popular, I think it gave people, I think Buzz Lightyear Star Command gave a specific subset of a fetish for big-headed people. Like people with really bulbous, extended craniums. It's weird. Anyway, if there was any time to add it, it would be around the same time that they add the Lightyear movie. No fucking shit. Especially since the director of the movie apparently said, that the Toy Story, that the TV show is a spinoff of the movie. Yeah, knowing the plot of the movie, that's complete bullshit. I don't know many TV show adaptations that completely go against the plot of their movie. Like, let me be perfectly frank. Little Shop of Horrors got a cartoon, right? It got a cartoon called Little Shop. But it wasn't so fundamentally divorced from, you know... It wasn't so fundamentally divorced from Little Shop of Horrors that it didn't feature core tenets of the cast, like making Ulrin a bully character or making the plant hungry. These are things that are consistent with the idea of Little Shop of Horrors, even if it kind of gets rid of the whole murder aspect. Still, a Lightyear TV show would not be that far-fetched as a Batman TV show, which the Lightyear show was kind of a parody of the Batman and Superman TV shows. So at least they understood the Buzz Lightyear character far better than this fucking movie. I'm angry, and I'm exhausted from how angry I am. I haven't even finished Clownella here. I just, just gonna give her some nice eyebrows, friendly eyebrows. Little ball of fur, happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, purr, purr. I think I'm gonna give myself an aneurysm from all this yelling. Blood vessel. Just gonna go. Comic's entire rant is a meme. Did you record it and save it for the internet? See, I don't make movie reviews, I just talk incessantly about things. I mean, I used to make movie reviews, like when I would put my thoughts processes. Do I feel better now? No. The movie still disappoints me. That's the thing I could describe the movie. It's not bad, it's just disappointing. Just fundamentally and all around just disappointing. He's gonna DM it to me. I'm a meme now, huh? I'm a meme now. You're a meme now. You're a dream now. You're a meme. You're a dream. You're a meme now. What the actual fuck? Hang on. I need to mute something here. Okay. Hang on. Oh, good lord, that was loud. Comic to Pixar. I'm not mad, just disappointed. Hey, being presumably closer to Disneyland, Miraculous, have you seen this new walk-around character that they're pretending is supposed to be a chiseled jaw guy? And he's just some schmo with fucking bouffant? The Lightyear walk-around? Just... I don't even know what the fuck they're doing. They didn't even bring socks in. That's kind of why you would do a walk-around character of Lightyear from the movie, right? To bring socks in? They didn't bring socks. No socks. Socks is not here. Socks is out of commission. He's just Socks is in the shop. He's getting he's getting robo-neutered. We can't let the RoboCats repopulate too much. It's just remember to spay and neuter your RoboCat. I'm motherfucking tired. Well, it'll not matter soon. Stream will end in like about 20 minutes, and I'll be able to just collapse into a puddle of goo on the spot. Just blame your sister for introducing me to that blue thing in the first place. What the fuck did Mary do? What the fuck did Mary do? Oh, I'm gonna have to have some words with Mary. Poisoning your poor young mind. Alright, now we're finally back to the neck. And Gus is valid, Fizzy. I don't think that's what Fizzy was talking about. Okay. Skinny clown, tall and skinny clown. If I can finish it, I look like the clown for only having finished 1 1/4 drawings. But like I said, I am a clown. She just left a video of one of those blue things in Discord. I couldn't stop watching until I found a bunch of others. She's poisoning your mind. I definitely encourage people to watch the Lightyear movie to form their own opinions on it, because there are people who like it, and for good reason. It's funny at times, like pretty fucking funny. The theater was a laugh riot when we went to see it. We were in stitches, okay? It was pretty good. Well, maybe not fully stitches, but we were definitely getting a lot of good belly laughs out of it. Definitely got a few chuckles out of me. Fizzy needs a tinfoil hat. It's a conspiracy, I tells ya. It's a big fat fucking conspiracy. Yeah, fucking. I'm just gonna draw a skinny little bust. This is where I'll drop it off, because I want at least a good looking clown here. I gotta stop doing art streams. There's nothing of value in them when I just cannot keep up with the demand of drawing and talking at the same time. We gotta figure out something else to do. What do you guys think we should do for these streams? Honestly, it's Tuesday. I can't focus on my art and talk to you guys at the same time. Just need a space to rant. You know what? Should probably just turn Tuesday live streams into a round table. Yeah, we could turn it into a round table where we go around, we share our opinions, we go ahead and just beat around the bush, just jabbering on and on about things that interest us. The latest news in media and animation in particular, because I think we should still keep this art and animation focused. We should definitely keep this. I think we should definitely keep things to, like, in general, talking about what the world of animation does. Though that does mean we still have to talk about live-action animation hybrids, because those are things that get a lot of traction. The Sonic movie and its sequel are not unpopular by any means, and fuck, I like them. So Z will leave more jokes than any of us can handle. We're gonna get a Sonic 3 movie soon next year. Fuck yeah, we are. This franchise is actually doing really well. From a movie that nobody would have gone to see, for a movie that nobody had any intentions of seeing, to a movie that everybody saw because they listened to the people who went to go and see it. So, you know, it's doing pretty well for itself as a franchise, I gotta admit. It's doing really well. The movies are of consistently good quality, and you know what? That's all you can ask for in a movie, honestly. Nowadays, it's just like, it's a miracle that movies get made. So hot where you are right now, yeah? Okay, well, toastiness, had or not had. Toastiness aside, I am doing significantly better in regards to the temperature of things. love it how the day it rains this week, I use it to take a nap, passed out on Sunday. I get the impression a lot of people who are going into this movie and are actually pleased with the Lightyear movie. I get the impression that most of their reactions are probably like that one scene in the first Toy Story where Woody just has Buzz's arm propped up in the window and says, "To infinity and beyond." Everybody's like, "Hey, look, it's Buzz!" So you're just happy to see Buzz Lightyear. And you know what? Kids are going to see this movie, okay? And you know what? I'm not going to deny them the joy of feeling like Andy just going to see a Buzz Lightyear movie. You know? Not going to deny them that. Because, if nothing else, in these COVID-Indian times, they deserve that at least. Got a new ceiling fan. It comes with a remote. Fancy. Don't know what a ceiling fan can really do to combat the heat. Knowing how I was feeling on Friday and over the weekend, it was fucking hot. I gotta tell you, just absolutely just toast delicious. But honestly, more than enough people were at the very least kind to the cat. Socks, the cat, the robot cat, honestly, everybody was nice to the robot cat, and for good reason. Robot cat did nothing wrong. Robot cat belongs in all of our hearts. Just robot cat. Robot cat's a good cat. No one else here has fainted from the heat, I hope. No, have not fainted from the heat. Praise the Lord. I'm going swimming again on the 4th. Nice. Get in that cold weather. Well, warm weather. Stay cold. You know what I mean. I'm gonna give this character a striped shirt as well. How's it go? How's everyone doing tonight? Can't wait to swim and eat cake. Because swimming means cake, apparently. That's our Bella! Wow, 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 wow. Doing good. Just woke up from a long nap. But like, yeah. I don't know. You know, actually, since the topic is on clowns, you know, I want to keep the clown topic for a minute, just before we wrap things up here. And since we did have a couple of people voice their fear and or dislike for clowns, I do want to ask the questions of why. Because I don't think the answer for why clowns are displeasing are the same between anyone. So I gotta ask why? Why the dislike of the clowns? So I want to go ahead and bring that to you guys to ask why the clowns. You're watching Art with Comic. Oh, I have an explanation. I want to wait for everyone else's responses first. Oh, you don't like clowns either? Ryder? You don't like clowns either? I did not know this. Buried the lead on that one. They're creepy and scurry, and I hate their laughter and makeup, especially their voices to make up. Their voices too. I can definitely see this. See, this is something, you like clowns. Oh. You have an explanation. Okay, okay. I see, okay. Well, yeah, I can definitely see all of those things. Some clowns go with much more of a mad cackle, or a which is not a natural laugh by any means. Definitely not the most ideal for a friend to do, to giggle in such a maniacal manner. But yeah, no, that is actually perfectly understandable. And you know, the disguising of their face behind a big splot of white grease paint, yeah, that's that does do something. The exaggerated fake smiles, that's probably a thing. The idea that sometimes they can get in your face and it becomes unsettling. You know, I can agree with that wholeheartedly. Clowns should definitely keep their distance. I don't think a clown's best attribute is being up close and friendly necessarily. You know, unless they really do feel very friendly. And I think some clowns do their makeup in a legitimate way to make them feel friendly. And I think the number one thing a clown can do to make themselves feel friendly with their makeup is to just do the exaggerated wide face and do the exaggerated eyebrows and do the weird colors on their face, do the big red nose, but do the mouth to actually follow your mouth. Don't paint on an extended fake smile or a fake frown. Just paint on authentic lips that follow your actual lips. You sound like Krusty the Clown. Yeah, that was the Krusty laugh that I did. That's the best example I can get of the kind of laugh, you know. Lola says hi. Oh, hello, Lola. Let's see. It's the makeup. Let's see. But it's almost 9 years and the family's only eating dinner now. Almost 9 years. What the fuck did I mean by that? Let's see. I can get why with the cackling, says Bella. Fizzy, I think you mentioned something about a dislike for clowns, so I kind of want to hear your take, as well, if you don't personally mind. Or maybe share us an amusing anecdote of why that mime, in France really, fucked with your perception of clowns or something, I don't know. I like certain clowns. Could you give an example, then, of the, clowns you do like? This is an interesting study for me. Because I love clowns to pieces. I have only grown more attached to them over time. If you don't mind me saying so, Comic, I don't think you should give up on art streams just because of one rant. I still enjoy them, and I feel particularly responsible for helping to fuel it. No, see, the reason I want to do away with art streams is because, this is something I do. Whenever I talk to you guys, the audience, look at me, I'm not drawing. It's a focus thing. I can't draw and talk at the same time, so it's not that. It's nothing you said or did. It's just I just want to change things up. And besides, we like talking to each other. Obviously, I mean, there's 8 people here listening to me ramble on, so obviously there's an audience for it. One of my cousin's birthday parties was very wholesome. The one in France fucked my perception. I guess I can understand that. Yeah. But yeah, no, I can definitely see birthday clowns can be a lot of fun. Actually, we did a birthday-themed circus for 3 of my siblings on their birthday, and for Mary and the other triplets. And I played an elephant, but my mother and Min played clown characters. And Mom was like Queen Kakalaka of the Hakabadagada, Queen Kakalakada of Macarena or something. I was the clown. You were the clown? You were Queen Quackala of the Macarena? Wait, no, I was the elephant who did the Macarena. That was the weird bit. Was always been shy as a kid, never liked approaching strangers, especially performers. That's entirely fair. But I don't know. I really, honestly, I do. So, Ryder, I think, so my explanation of the fear of clowns would be associated with another fear. Well, please do go on, Ryder. I think you got a little interrupted back there. So, go ahead, now that the explanations have been offered, wholeheartedly. Let's just, let's go ahead. I want to see what your take on the clown argument is. I do love when observations come for. So for Bubbles, my clown friend, he was very nice, but I was still scared. I'm reminded of a really funny episode of Modern Family where Phil Dunphy was doing some kind of immersion therapy to get over his fear of clowns by dressing up as a clown. Which I think is just really funny. I don't remember what the whole episode was about. It's just really funny antics on that end of things. And I think he did his clown makeup pretty darn well. He didn't look too exaggerated. He actually, I think he made. Does that work? I don't know. Why don't you put clown makeup on yourself and look in the mirror and see if you like yourself? I don't know. I think the closest I did to being a full white-faced clown was when I cosplayed and dressed up as Beetlejuice. Yes, that Beetlejuice. Because I was riding high on the movie, and I think I had face paint for another costume that I did. Which was another white-faced thing, if I recall, because I had a lot of white makeup. But the blue makeup to go around my eyes, honestly. So some fears are associated with others. Example, fear of the dark is associated with fear of the unknown. Fear of heights is associated with the fear of falling. The fear of clowns association, fear of strangers. Well, see, that's not entirely unwarranted. But I think part of the problem is just, like, that perception. Because when you're an adult, you're going to come across a lot of strangers, right? When you're an adult, pretty much everyone's a stranger. And a stranger is merely a friend you haven't met yet. Some people are inherently, like, dangerous individuals. You wouldn't want to spend time with them for a myriad of different reasons. But, like, in terms of, like how my fear of vacuum cleaners is associated with the fear of loud noises. Exactly. But, like, here's the thing. When you have a clown doing their job properly, they really should make you feel like they can be a friend. And the thing is, and I think the white makeup and the red nose and the goofy lips should add to that friend thing, because the thing is, once you cover a person's face in a lot of makeup, you can kind of disguise a lot of their features. And in that presence, they may feel like someone entirely unrecognizable. Now, that doesn't always work. Like, Ty Burrell as Phil Dunphy still had Ty Burrell as Phil Dunphy's, like, cheekbones and shit when he was dressed up as a clown. And same with Tim Curry in Stephen King's It. Still looked very much like Tim Curry, which is a little bit creepy. And it's the only difference is he was dressed as a clown. So some people just should not dress up as clowns. Honestly, some people are just a little too freaky to be clowns. But at the same time, I think that's also stigmatizing people who look a little odd to us, which is not entirely fair, because clowns inherently look odd because they're made to look silly. So honestly, it's just kind of a stigmatism that needs to go away. Not everybody who looks like a weirdo is gonna be a weirdo. It's sometimes the weirdos, like the pedos and the predators and the stalkers. These people look like the most normal people you ever met, and it's the weird looking ones that would actually end up sharing a coffee with you and being your closest friend. One of my childhood friends told me when I was 4, you're not supposed to talk to strangers, and ever since that random instance, I'd been afraid of strangers, so it's weird. Well, hey, at least you, fucking... I mean, it's not bad advice, obviously. Because, like, as a kid, you can't make those judgments that adults can about the people that they're interacting with. And those judgments should not come from how... And obviously, there's a lot of stigmatism. I probably still have a little problem. Okay, no. not probably. I still definitely have a little problem with some of the stigmatisms that I grew up with. But the fact of the matter is that you're not going to get better if you don't at the very least try. So don't ever judge a person by how they look. Judge a person by how they act. You always got to be on that front. And for all intents and purposes, yeah, there's no reason button heads over things that don't ultimately matter. There's a quote from an anthology movie about villains acting good. Anthology movie? Well, think of it this way. Everyone in this chat was a stranger to you at one point, and while we make you feel comfortable sometimes, I bet you're somewhat glad you met us. Well, see, that's another thing. A lot of us, in some respects, like, we've seen Bella and Fizzy on Instagram, and they both did that live stream together, so we've seen what their faces look like. You see what my face looks like. But a lot of us, we're hiding behind profile pictures as well. Like, some of us, we still don't know what the others look like. So it's like, there is still that amount of privacy where it's like, we meet together, we get these impressions of each other that we're very kind, at least. We're very kind people in this chat. I haven't met a rude one in the group. So you know what? It's a pretty good sign when we're all just this kind and loving in this group, and we can all just accept each other for who we are, and all in some cases because of the thing of like, we've basically kind of turned off the lights, you know? And the thing is, you gotta turn the lights back on, right? You gotta understand that the nicest person you may have ever met while the lights were shut off was a black person, and you gotta stop, racially profiling just because their skin is darker than yours, or their nose has the audacity to look different than yours. That is not in any way, shape, or form important to a person's character. A person's character is largely, yes, in some ways formed by what they look like, but whose isn't? It's a person's confidence in themselves that ends up informing who they are. Whether they are fully confident or they lack a bit of confidence, yeah. Yeah. The evil know how to make themselves look normal. Evil has a way of looking really nice and shiny on the outside. Yeah. I mean, fuck. I mean, some people would like to question the loyalties of Darth Vader and the Stormtroopers, but they chose. Or even if they didn't choose, they chose to stick around. There's a rebel resistance they totally, completely could have defected to. And yes, those guys get killed, but fucking Lord, if they don't agree with the guy's politics, then they wouldn't necessarily be there, right? But they enforce the rule, they do what they're ordered, and you can say that they were just following orders, and they can say it as well, but it doesn't change the fact that you were still willingly complicit in a lot of the shit that went on. And all in all, I'm gonna give her Cheshire Kite stripes. All in all, you could have chosen a different path, but you didn't. That's simple as that, honestly. So yeah, it's like, even if you decide to walk in blind on the people you just met, and you wanna give them all the benefits of the doubt, no matter what they may look like, what you may feel of them just by a knee-jerk impression of just looking at them, admit to yourself that that's racially profiling. Just admit to yourself that, and then realize, I gotta take a step back and actually talk to this person. And if you have no intentions of talking to this person, still re-examine your personal biases, because ain't no way this world's getting better if people don't take a minute to re-examine their personal biases. Alright. Alright. And with 3 lovely clowns, one drawn well before the stream, and a couple here, hang on. Well, look at that, it kind of touched up the drawing a little bit, look at that. Look at how more evenly she's standing up. Anyway, now that we've touched base with all our lovely clowns, let's see. We gotta give them... I actually met a friend on Thursday online. She jump scared me. I mean, yeah, there you go. So, now that we've got these lovely little clowns here, just remember that there are good clowns out there. Just remember, there are good and bad people in this world, good and evil people in this world. And then there are people who are indifferent, ambivalent, and all other manners of gray morality in between. But rest assured that you'll know who you find, and there are good clowns out there. Just find the good clowns out there. There are good people, there are good clowns. And fuck it, a friendly face is probably going to be just as inviting as, you know, any other. So remember that at the end of the day, it's all just personal thing. Might be a mental thing. Might be a repressed memory. Who knows? Anyway, until we come back on Friday. Good Lord. I think my heart rate's going up. Whew. Feeling a little pin in my stomach. Lord. Okay. Well, until the next time, I want to thank everybody for joining me, and remember to take care, stay safe, and be kind in all that you do. Good night, everybody!